Hey everybody, it's Wes, aka Joe Hunter 73. How's everybody doing? Well, it's not G.I. Joe, but this will be a G.I. Joe and Band of Brothers related video. And I'm putting this video out on September 9th, 2025. A few years ago, I did a picture and posted it on Instagram. I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but before I dive into that, I'm going to dive into this beauty of a thing. So if y'all haven't seen my Instagram channel over the years, you know that I post several things on the Band of Brothers, usually around either December 6th, which marks the anniversary of 1944, December 6th, which is D-Day. Or I'll post pictures around this time of the month, which is September, and September 9th, in fact. Back in 2021, on September 9th, back in 2021, I made this picture and I posted it on Instagram. So, because that was the 20th year since Band of Brothers was released. It was released on September 9th, 2001. And just a few days later, America suffered a very, very tragic attack on itself. As we all know, September 11th, 2001. But a few days before that, on a Sunday in 2001, on September 9th, it was a Sunday, on HBO, Band of Brothers was released. So this is the DVD set that I bought many, many years ago, prior to social media, prior to any streaming content available. I want to say I bought this probably in 2002. And before you had a DVD, you had to have HBO to watch Band of Brothers. So I think it is the best miniseries. Can also almost be a docuseries, but it's definitely a miniseries, and it is the best. I think it's the best, in my opinion. And just going to talk about a little bit about this, and then I'll get into the picture. So yeah, this is the DVD case or the box set. And funny thing is on this, I bought it at Suncoast Video. Who remembers Suncoast Video in the mall? And it is an absolute beautiful piece of, I don't know, it's amazing. It's a beautiful piece of art in many ways. There's Damian Lewis portraying Dick Winters at Band of Brothers. When you open it up, you have the DVDs. So, might have to go freehand and follow along with the back of this. Let's see if I can. Just an amazing series. I probably watch it at least definitely once a year. I'll get into it every year, once a year, if not twice. Usually either around this time of the year in September, because that's when it was released, or I'll watch it around June 6th, when D-Day happened. So if y'all don't remember or don't know anything about the Band of Brothers, I definitely suggest you somehow go watch it. But let's see. Yep, it keeps folding out. There we go. Such a great series. Lots of great actors in this series that portrayed the real life heroes back in 1944. And yeah, some of them didn't make it. Some of them paid that ultimate sacrifice, the heroes that they were. But yeah, actors were so fantastic in this. Very well directed and acted, and the score was phenomenal as well. And yeah. Lots of really unknown actors that went on to become great actors in their life. Even Damian Lewis, who was the main star of the series. But there was Neil McDonough, who played Buck Compton. Gosh, now everyone's drawing a blank. But anyway, go check it out. Band of Brothers. So remember this picture here, or the way it's laid out. Yeah, it's a tin case too. It's just beautiful. But yeah, this is just very well done. I can't remember the last time I actually put one of these DVDs in a DVD player. This was before Blu-ray was out. This came out before we had HD high definition televisions. We were still, if you did have a big screen, if you all remember, they were probably about 120 pounds. They were huge and they were thick. They weren't thin. And they, it was a piece of furniture in our homes. And, this was probably, I bet if I would go to put this in, I don't know if it'll play. If it'll play in my, I have an Xbox, so I don't know if it'll actually play in that or not, or if it has to be Blu-ray. I'm not sure, but I almost want to say it's probably not even widescreen, which is, no, it is. I do remember that it is in widescreen. Yeah. And that's the other thing we had to contend with back then. I mean, you think, we're in the 2000s and you think that, yeah, this, looking back at something like this would be high definition and widescreen, but no, it wasn't, because a lot of it was filmed in 99 and then 2000, and then it was released September 9th, 2001. They released 2 episodes that evening, Kurahi and Day of Days. And, there's not one episode that is a bad episode at all. There's some slower episodes, but every episode in here packs some just heart-wrenching, pulls at the heart, pulls at your emotions, because stuff like this actually happened. Yes, Hollywood, the writing was a little bit embellished. Some of the stories didn't really mix with from what the actual veterans recall. But that's what Hollywood does. But anyway, let's get into the picture that I want to talk about, that I did of this to commemorate itself. So bear with me 1 second. Okay. So I did this photo back in 2021. I knew the anniversary of the release of Band of Brothers was coming up, and I knew it was in September. I had to look up what actual date it dropped, but I wanted to pay tribute, just to the community that we all, as hobbyists, the toy community, the G.I. Joe family, the G.I. Joe community. I just wanted to pay tribute and to one, the people, the heroes the actual veterans from World War II. The miniseries, the producers, the writers, the author, Stephen Ambrose, who wrote Band of Brothers, and the actors, and everyone involved in that. And I know it was basically just going to be seen by people that follow me on Instagram, which is fine. That's what I was doing it for. I was doing it for my followers and, to support everyone's channel, and as I do, and, just kind of paying tribute, because I know, getting to know many of you over the years, I realized that, we all kind of like the same thing. Some may, like, I'm not a big DC or Marvel guy, but I'll watch those movies and things like that. I'm not into a lot of the comics, which I know a lot of you all are, which is fine. But, there's some things that we do have in common, such as G.I. Joe, such as, movies like, or miniseries like Band of Brothers, Sopranos, Flags of Iwo Jima, war movies, things like that. So yeah, I took this picture, and what I tried to do was replicate the Band of Brothers poster. So I staged, and this is before, if you notice, behind the figures here, I have nothing on my wall. And this is in my office, and we had just recently moved in. Our house was finally complete, so we moved in, and I didn't have anything up on the wall yet. So it kind of made it perfect for this scene. So what I wanted to do was place and get as many original Joes as I could that don't have a lot of color to them, more the OD green. So, I have Recondo, Doc, Flash. Can't tell if it's brown or black. Might be Grand Slam. Gung Ho, Stalker, Hawk, Rock and Roll, Grunt, Airborne. Him and Gung Ho are probably the only ones that really have a lot of color in this photo. So, but you can't really see them all that well. And then you have Short Fuse, Footloose, Beachhead, and Clutch. Excuse me. So I took this photo, staged it kind of as close as I could. Probably could have done a little bit better as what the poster goes, and then I put a filter on it after I took the picture, and this is just on my desk. So here's the picture after I put a filter on it, and I was really surprised what happened after I played, and I can't remember for the life of me what filter. I think I was just using a filter on my phone. It could have been from an app. I really, honestly, I can't remember. So I do apologize for that. But so this here, it almost makes it look like my desk has a sheet of ice on it now. Like they're standing on, ice. And it gives off that reflection, which is really cool. And, I know I'm bragging, but it turned out really cool. And the shadow effect, that's what I was more looking at. And it kind of took some of the texture out of the wall, which is fine. I'm fine with that. Here's the picture of the poster that I was trying to replicate. So you got 3 here, 3 here, 2 on the far right, 2 over here left and right, 2 over here on the far left, and just to the right of the main 3, you have 2 here to the right, and then more, and then 3 more. So here's your 3, here's another 3, here's your 2, here's your 2, and then here's your 3. So that's what I replicated. And if you notice when you zoom in, you don't see, if you watch the film enough, you probably can like, okay, well, I think this is, this is winners. You can kind of go through the figures, the characters on who they are and who they were portraying. So yeah, I kind of wanted, of course, Hawk up front. And so this is what I did. This was like my little tribute to it. And then you get that. You get the collage that I created. And I just posted that on Instagram back in 2021. And I've reposted it. I might have reposted it every year. Usually either around D-Day is when I'll repost it. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of show you how I came about making this photo happen. And since we're coming up on that day, which is tomorrow, so that's when this video comes out, September 9th, so which would be today as I'm speaking, even though I'm making the video a couple of days before, or a day before. Anyway, so I hope you all enjoyed this video, and tell me what you think about Band of Brothers, and yeah, just tell me what you think about the photo and everything. And hope everyone has a fantastic day. Take care.